CNN News 18 has been at the forefront in exposing Pakistan's nefarious designs. On one hand, Pakistan continues to sponsor terror. On the other, they wage a proxy war. CNN News 18 gets you a sense of how this nexus functions, how far and wide this proxy war of narco-terrorism has spread its tentacles in Jammu and Kashmir. First up, we bring you testimonies of those who are at the center of this web. These are testimonies, revelations that have never been heard before. They blow the lid off this entire strategy and Pakistan's nefarious designs of how drugs actually make their way into India and how Pakistan tries to foment trouble.
India's war against terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir is intensifying. Crackdown on terror networks, their stooges is arrested and their finances choked. But challenges remain, the latest one being that of narcotics trade. CNN News 18 is on a quest to reach the source from where this poison of narcotics is being infused in Jammu and Kashmir. Our investigation took us to Kupwara, a district that borders Pakistan. After spending a few days here, what came our way was implausible. We managed to establish link with an active network of the overground workers. After much persuasion, one of them agreed to spill the beans. For the first time on national television, a man actively involved in the illicit drug trade laid bare the intricacies.
ये एक तंगडार की बात नहीं है, ये पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर सब की बात है। पौंछ, लजौरी, डोडा, किश्तवाड़, जगह जगह की बात है सर। ये जब इधर से गए, ये पाकिस्तान विजिट पे गए, उनके फ़ोन नंबर वगैरह ये वो लटन पटन ने ला के रखा अपना सब कुछ। अब इनका तालमेल इधर से हो रहा है। अब उधर से वो आपने डेखन दिखाते हैं कि फलानी जगह, वो जो लोग यहाँ से गए हुए हैं उन लोगों को हर जगह का पता है, हर जंगल का पता है, हर बॉर्डर का पता है, किस बॉर्डर में किस जगह में हमें क्या करना है। फिर वो लाते हैं वहाँ पे, वहाँ लाकर फिर भेजते हैं इनको, ये लाते हैं सीधा इधर। जब इधर पहुँच गया तो फिर आगे खुल हो जाती है। फिर आगे जब नाके पे कोई पकड़ा गया, नहीं पकड़ा गया तो गया। उधर तो फेंसिंग है ही नहीं है सर, उस पार फेंसिंग नहीं है, फेंसिंग ऐसी पार है। उस साइड जो गाँव हैं ये उन गाँवों में पहले आती है, फिर उन गाँवों से फिर शिफ्ट होती है, समझो फेंसिंग से इस साइड। जब इस साइड से फिक्स होगी फिर चला गया काम आस्ता आस्ता, फिर इन्होंने बिक्री करना स्टार्ट करते हैं। गरीब जो होगा लालच में आ जाएगा। गरीब जो होगा जिसको घर में खाने के लिए नहीं होगा, आज ऐसे लोग भी हैं जिनको घर में खाने के लिए भी नहीं है सर। जब कोई गरीब होगा बोलेगा इसने मकान बना लिया, इसने बिल्डिंग बना ली, इसने गाड़ी ले ली, इसने ज़मीन ले ली फलानी जगह में, अब अगर मेरा भी रुपया 10, 20 हज़ार, 50 हज़ार मुझे मिल जाएगा, मेरे बच्चे भी खाना खाएंगे। बच्चों के लिए तो हर एक कुर्बानी देता है। ग्रेनेड आते हैं, हथियार आते हैं, वो पता नहीं क्या बोलते हैं, AK-47 पता नहीं क्या बोलते हैं, वो आती हैं, मैगजीनें आती हैं, गोलियाँ आती हैं, बारूद आते हैं, तो ये बिक्री करते हैं। उसके फ़ायदे में इनको मिल जाते हैं हथियार वो आगे एजेंसी पहुँचाते हैं, आगे आपने ठिकाने पे जहाँ उनको बोला होता है। ये पूरी जम्मू कश्मीर की पूरी बॉर्डर से आता है।
Our inquisition took us to our next stop, Poonch. We established contact with an insider who gave us insight into the operational details of the narco-terror network. After agreeing to meet us at a remote location and on condition of anonymity, this insider corroborated the claims made by the overground worker.
आप टेररिज्म और ड्रग्स को अलग नहीं कर सकते। पहले जब यहाँ टेररिज्म आया, फिर उसके साथ ड्रग आया। उससे पहले ड्रग का कोई नाम नहीं था, और वो जो ड्रग अब आया है वो अब हमारी नस्लों की जड़ों में चला गया है। अब वो पूरी सोसाइटी को ख़राब कर रहा है। जब लोग ड्रग में पड़ जाते हैं तो फिर वो टेररिज्म में भी सॉफ्ट टारगेट बन जाते हैं। ड्रग जितना है ये क्रॉस बॉर्डर हो रहा है, हमारे बॉर्डर से आ रहा है, हमारा पड़ोसी मुल्क भेज रहा है, और मिलिटेंसी जो है वो भी वही भेज रहा है, तो पीछे से भी ये जुड़ा है। तो ये तो है ना कि फिर वो उसी रास्ते से आ रहा है, बॉर्डर के सटे इलाकों से लोगों का हो सकता है आपस में वो लिंक तो है ना।
We are in Kupwara right now, one of the last districts in Kashmir to touch the LOC. Also one of the districts famous for its notoriety in narco-terrorism. But what is this narco-terrorism chain that we keep talking about? What the officers believe that people and those who live in the bordering areas, they get access to drugs and narcotics flung across the border into Pakistan. That is picked up by the OGWs, the overground workers, and that is further sold to get money And this drugs goes on to people and youth living in Kashmir and Jammu. And when that money that is collected, that makes its way back into Pakistan in the Indian currency, that is when the chain of narco-terrorism is completed.
Till October 2023, the J&K police had registered 1,219 cases of narcotics seizures in Kashmir. This figure was almost 4 times the total number of cases registered 5 years ago in 2017. That was just 357. With seizures, arrests went up too. By October 2023, over 1,700 arrests were made in Kashmir under the NDPS Act.
Agencies believe that this unimaginable spike is just a tip of cross-border supported narco-terrorism.
In recent times, the focus has been on regions south of Pir Panjal, particularly Rajouri and Poonch. Our first point of inquiry was at the forward areas.
I'm standing on a precarious borderland. In fact, this is the post where you cannot help but feel the tension in the air. In fact, I'm showing you the visuals where you are somewhere seeing our forward villages, forward areas, and also the thick forest. This forest work as a natural cover for all those who try to infiltrate, and this is the reason why we say that this is a tough terrain for our armed forces.
The post was in the middle of a village and was one of the most critical ones. Our conversation with the company commander revealed its significance.
So the activities of this narcotic smuggling has almost doubled, and I'll say more than doubled from what it was in 2019 to present 22 and 23. In 2019, the amount of the recovery of heroin was somewhere around 103 kgs. But in 2022, it increased to 240 kgs approximately. The terrain over here is very much rugged. There is dense vegetation over here, which is helping the terrorists to provide them cover during infiltration. Subsequently, there are many areas in the terrain which provide them as hides. Secondly, the Pir Panjal range, entire Pir Panjal range is actually a contiguous feature.
There are several posts from where you can keep an eye on the LAC. Despite that, several attempts have happened in the past few months.
You are seeing the Palangi river as of now, and to the right of this particular river, you are seeing the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. In fact, the region that is administered by Pakistan as of now. And from there, continuous attempts are there where Pakistan is involved in these deliveries, in fact drone-based deliveries. There is a theory that wherever we have civilian population, Pakistan is basically targeting those areas, and in those areas only we have seen the attempts of drugs deliveries, in fact narcotics.
The narco-terror nexus goes hand in hand, as always been stated by the Jammu and Kashmir police in recent times. Many a times it has happened that in the garb of transferring the narcotics, the terrorists have tried to smuggle the warlike store also from one place to the other. And the handlers which are sitting across, they are identifying these people based on their credibility and after their authentication is done.
It's not only the army that keeps vigil. Local police too are responsible for keeping a regular check.
We call it a blind handshake method, wherein a particular consignment is dropped at a particular location along the LOC. The Pakistani side drops it there at a particular location. The location is shared on, say, any encrypted messaging application, and then a person from this side or the OGW or the courier, he goes, he picks it up and then transport it to the channel, which is again decided by the handler from across the border.
we reached out to the highest authority in J&K police force, DGP R.R. Swain, the man who set up the State Investigation Unit 2 years ago with only one aim: to fight narco-terrorism.
Back in Pakistan, the handler or the sender, the person who is pumping the smuggling and the narcotics into India, more often than not, he was found to be a active handler of terrorism. Part of the money, we have found out in several cases by now, has been given as a compensation money to the families of the killed terrorists. Narcotics used to come along with arms and ammunition in the drone droppings. These days, the consignment of narcotics is predominantly narcotics, with a small cache of arms, mostly small arms. Lashkar-e-Toiba LET is mostly into it in a very major way. Even Al-Badr, even the Hizbul Mujahideen has an overlap with this business. Find out what we call in our language forward and backward linkages, the sourcing of it from bigger entities, and then to be able to create evidence against them continues to be a challenge.
Our coverage now raises one big question, that whether the current approach by the law enforcement or the state administration is enough to tackle this menace, or will there be a requirement of a much more comprehensive approach to contain this rising menace? In this special coverage with video journalist Rajesh Bharadwaj, this is Anvesh Shrivastava with Akash Sharma from Srinagar.
You've heard the insiders, you've heard how the country is fighting this menace. But what about those who are in the midst of all this? The impact and the scale of what is left behind. We spoke to the victims of drug abuse as well. They will tell you what life feels like for them and how, because of Pakistani pushed terror, or narco-terror as we're calling it, has ruined their lives, their families' lives as well. Listen in to these testimonies.
Kashmir has fought a long war for its freedom from Pak-sponsored terrorism. The fight for Kashmir is not over though. It is now battling a war that is decaying the youth of the state from the inside. In a latest survey conducted across the 10 districts of Kashmir last year, the state government found that at least 2.8% of the total population of Kashmir are substance users. The number of drug dependents in the state had already risen to 52,404. The survey had found, adding that 95% of the drug dependents in Kashmir are heroin users.
21 जून में हमारी शादी होगी और इस साल 1 फ़रवरी को उनकी डेथ हो गई और मतलब अभी भी मेरे दिमाग में मतलब अगर मुझे कभी कुछ स्ट्रेस होता है गुस्सा होता है अभी भी मेरे दिमाग में इवन कि 1 साल मतलब नहीं करने के बावजूद भी स्टिल थॉट्स मेरे दिमाग में आते हैं कि मैं फिर से कर लूँ 2.5 ईयर मैं कंसीव नहीं कर पाई क्योंकि अब पहला इशू और दूसरा मुझे डॉक्टर ने जैसा कि मैंने आपको बोला मतलब मेरा HCV पॉजिटिव था फिर मेरा वायरल लोड था 1.5 करोड़ में था मेरा फिर मुझे यहाँ के बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स ने बोला कि तुम्हारा जो HCV है काफ़ी ज़्यादा हाई है तो ये वापस भी आ सकता है अगर तुम एक बार ही ट्रीटमेंट कर लोगी ये दोबारा भी आ सकता है जैसा कि हुआ बिल्कुल
The survey, conducted by the Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Government Medical College Srinagar, in collaboration with the Social Welfare Department and Directorate of Health, found that at the age of 22 years, on an average, youth begin abusing heroin. As much as rupees 88,000 a month is spent to procure the drug.
मैं एक बंदे को जानती थी मतलब वो ऐसे नहीं लाता था लाइक मतलब बोलते हैं ना मतलब 100 ग्राम 150 ग्राम नहीं वो केजीज में लाता था मैं एक गिनी चुनी थी मतलब पूरे श्रीनगर एरिया में से जो उनके पास हर दिन 30,000 40,000 लेके जाती थी मतलब मैं उनकी एक ऐसी रेगुलर कस्टमर थी आप खुद सोचो जिसने गाड़ी वहाँ पे छोड़ी होगी 7-8 लाख की मतलब उसको क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा मेरे हिसाब से 200-300 में मिलता होगा हमें वो मिलता है 6,000 7,000 में। प्योर होता है। 1 kg लाना, 2 kg लाना, इट्स नॉट दैट मच ईजी। यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। अगर मुझे पता है नहीं मेरे सामने 50 लाख का सामान है, कोई बात नहीं, मैंने 5 लाख उसको भी दे दिए, चलेगा। मेरे साथ भी ऐसे कुछ थे पुलिस के, मतलब जिनको पता था कि मैं करती हूँ और उनको पता था ये यहाँ से आती है जाती है रोज, मतलब इसको लाना होता है। फिर वो बोलते थे नहीं, अब आप हमारे साथ एक सौदा कर लो, अगर तुम महीने में मतलब 4 लाख 5 लाख का लाती हो, चलो हमें भी 50,000 दिया करो।
In the last 5 years, the problem of drug abuse in Jammu and Kashmir has risen swiftly. Every hour, one new drug addict walks into the Oral Substitution Therapy Center in Srinagar. In 2016, the center reported only 489 cases, which grew 7 times in 2017 to 3,000. In 2019, the number climbed to 7,000 and crossed the 10,000 mark in 2021, with an overall whopping spike of 2,000%.
They found that the total prevalence of substance use in Kashmir was around 2.8%. And of these, if we change into corresponding figures, around 67,000 people were dependent on substances, different substances, and of them around 52,000 were dependent specifically on opioids, and around 95% of them were dependent on heroin. So in our de-addiction OPD, we normally see around 100 to 150 patients per day, and of them, roughly my clinical experience, like 10 to 15 among them, they have developed some mental illness due to substance use per se. It can be depression, it can be psychosis, but many of them, they have a predisposing mental illness. They already have some mental illness which is undiagnosed that leads them to substance use. The first challenge that we face is that, keeping them there on our treatment, maintaining the follow-up. The patient should come again. Because it's not just a one time thing. The patient is coming, taking the treatment and going away. The second thing that is a challenge is that the involvement of the family, because most of them, like I said, they have at least mentally given up on these patients. What we do is that the holistic approach that we want the patient to maintain a regular follow-up. One is that the family to be there, because we have to create an atmosphere. Then even sometimes on our own level we talk to their employers. We say that he's on treatment, just take him back, or we try to put him talking to the family and arranging some other menial job for them where they can spend their day. So other challenges that we face is that women substance, especially in the case of women substance use, there's a lot of challenges that we face. Sometimes they won't come with their family, they won't report where they're getting the substance from. They are, they get into other social evils also. That is the challenge that we normally face.
Despite scarce resources, the health department in J&K is pushing through reforms. The state has come up with 8 addiction treatment facilities. 2 of them are yet to be functional, while 2 others are upcoming.
There were some startling findings, like we have 70,000 persons in 10 districts suffering from substance use disorder, and among these, majority of them were opioid users, and among them around 50,000 people were using IV heroin, and another figure from the survey was like that more than 2.5% of the population is suffering from some kind of substance use, but in case of Kashmir it is mostly opioids, and invariably it is heroin, and not the heroin which is snuffed, but IV heroin, which is very dangerous. I would say the most hard drug, one of the hardest drugs known in the world. ATFs came up in different districts. We have currently ATFs in, again I did mention the districts like Bandipora, we have in Badgam, we have in Kulgam, we have in Shupian, and we have in Pulwama, associated with Directorate Health Services. And then we have ATFs in Srinagar as well, and ATFs at Baramulla and Anantnag as well. Now 2 districts, Kupwara and Ganderbal, we don't have ATFs at present, but they are coming up this year, by the end of this year. So these are the facilities in the government sector, and there are certain rehabilitation centers being set up by the Social Welfare Department. One of them has come up at Kulgam.
This is a very severe problem. Now every 3rd, 4th person in a Mala or a committee is with the drug addiction. So this is a grave issue. We need to work on this, and government is already working on this. We have established ATF centers in all the district hospitals, and ours, it was the first UT to establish 5 addiction treatment facilities in 2021 under Nasha Mukt Bharat. Our Honorable Pradhan Mantri identified 272 districts. Out of them, we were the first to establish 5 facilities here. Government is very serious. Government of UT is very, very serious. That's why I'm telling you, we have established ATF centers in all the districts. In addition to that, all the DCs, all district level officers, they are working on these. Social welfare department, police department, everybody is working on this round the clock 24/7. Even our LG Saab is stressing on this. We have to eradicate drug menace here. In the chain, supply chain, our police, our crime department, our army, our paramedical forces, everybody is working on ground, and this year we have seen a drastic reduction. And they are chalaning people and they are arresting people. So many people have been arrested, drug peddlers. So they are doing good job. And in addition to that, our people in tertiary level, our government medical college, SKIMS medical college, other medical colleges and directorates are working at district as well as block levels and at the tertiary level as well. So what we people are doing, we are making these awareness campaigns. In last 2 years only, we have established ATF, addiction treatment facilities in each and every district. And after that, we are training our medical officers from block levels as well, from the CSC levels as well, and awareness camps, all the departments. The directions of the government are to one and all. Everybody is working on this drug menace. Addiction is a disease and it is for all of us. Addiction is a disease, addict is a patient. Help him, love him, treat him.
The government is trying its best, but until these drugs are easily available, the fight will continue.
Last year का जो हमारा अपडेट था वो 10 लाख था and 5000 केसेस रजिस्टर हुए थे अंडर जिनको PSA लगाया गया एंड जो NDPS के अंडर जिनको अरेस्ट किया गया. सो द अवेलेबिलिटीज मतलब यू कैन जस्ट जैसे हम पिज़्ज़ा एंड कुछ चीज़ ऑर्डर करते हैं तो उस तरीके से आपके डोर पे आराम से आ जाते हैं. स्पेशली जो हमारे श्राइन हैं, हमारी जो ग्राउंड हैं जहाँ पे बच्चे खेलते हैं एंड जो हमारे बड़े स्कूल हैं आज की डेट में, वहाँ तक ये पहुँच गया है. जो स्टून पेल्ट्री यहाँ बंद हो गई वो आज की डेट में तब्दील हो गई हैं ड्रग्स की लेवल पे. तो 30 इयर्स हम देखेंगे तो उसमें जो पुलिस हैं, आर्मी हैं, उन्होंने यहाँ पे जो हमारे यहाँ पे टर्मोइल था, जो मिलिटेंसी थी, उसमें काफ़ी अच्छा काम किया हमारी एजेंसियों ने एंड जो हमारे फोर्सेस हैं उसमें उसको हम नज़रअंदाज नहीं कर सकते हैं. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं आज की डेट में पुलिस को स्ट्रेंथनिंग होने की ज़रूरत है, या खासकर जो बॉर्डर हमारे.
You see, the highest, the government in Delhi, Ministry of Home Affairs, and also here particularly the Honorable Lieutenant Governor have been very particular about dealing with narcotics in a very, very no-nonsense manner. One, we propose to improve our investigation-related abilities, both substantive and procedural, and we also like to see that our engagement with the courts is very robust. Other than the investigation, we would be ruthless if we don't get sufficient evidence. We would, if it's not the evidence of the judicial scrutiny, we would go for evidence which would sustain a detention. To find out what we call in our language forward and backward linkages, the sourcing of it from bigger entities, and then to be able to create evidence against them continues to be a challenge.
Dropped from the sky from across the border to being available across playgrounds and public spaces, supply lines that feed the drug pandemic in Jammu and Kashmir are many. It has stretched the public health system to its limits, but the state and the armed forces are determined to face this head-on. With Akash Sharma, Anvit Srivastav and video journalist Rajesh Bhardwaj from Srinagar, a CNN News 18 report.